In this example, we have a binomial times a trinomial. This one's the binomial. It's got two terms. This one is the trinomial, 1, 2, 3 terms. The process is the same. We're going to have to distribute every term in the front to every term in the back. And something to keep in mind when you're doing this, just to make sure that you don't miss any distributions or any terms. Since this here is a binomial, it's two terms. This one here is a trinomial, it's three terms, and we're multiplying these together. 2 times 3 is a 6. So when we do all of our distributions, we should have a total of 6 terms. And then we're going to combine like terms to get our final answer. So let's go ahead and start distributing. 7n times 2n squared. And again, the coefficients will multiply, exponents will add. So the coefficients are 7 and 2. Let's multiply those. 7 times 2 is a 14. Here's an n, here's an n. So when we multiply, this is going to remain an n. The new exponent we can get by adding these exponents. Now this one here is an invisible 1. So we do 1 plus 2, and we get a 3. So this is going to be an exponent of 3. Now let's distribute the 7n to the next term. This term doesn't have a coefficient, or you could think of it as an invisible 1. So 7 times 1 is a 7. That's going to stay 7. It's positive, so we'll put plus 7. N times n, again, this one also has an invisible exponent of 1. Add those up. 1 plus 1 is a 2. So the new exponent is a 2. And now the 7n has to be distributed to the last term in the trinomial. 7n times 3. 7 times 3 is 21. And that's just going to remain an n. Okay, now we need to distribute the next term, which is a negative 5. Negative 5 times 2n squared. And notice how with this negative 5, there is no n. There's no variable. So every time I distribute it, the only thing that's going to be changing is the coefficients. Whatever we have over here, if this is n squared, it's going to stay n squared. This is going to stay n. We're just going to be multiplying the coefficients here. So negative 5 times 2 is a negative 10, and that's going to remain n squared. Now I'm going to line it up underneath the n squared term that I already have right here. So I'm going to write here negative 10 n squared. The reason I'm lining these up is because they're like terms, and in our next step we're going to combine like terms. Negative 5 times n is just going to be minus 5n. Negative 5 times 3 is going to be negative 15. Okay, and we're done distributing. Now, we said we should get a total of 6 terms, and look, here they are. There's 3 blue terms, and there's 3 green terms. To get our final answer, we're going to combine like terms. And if you set up the terms like this, the like terms are already stacked one on top of each other. So n cubed, there's only one term. There's no other term to combine that with. It's going to come straight down. Same thing with our constant term. The minus 15 will drop down. So here, I'll write those. 14n cubed minus 15. Now, here we have to combine like terms. And remember, when we combine like terms, the variable and the exponent don't change. So this is going to remain an n squared. All we're going to do now is add the coefficients. So 7 plus negative 10 is negative 3. So this term is going to be minus 3n squared. And then let's go ahead and combine like terms here. These are both n terms, so when I combine them, it's going to stay as an n. And let's add the coefficients. 21 plus negative 5 is going to be a positive 16. And this here is our final answer.